All right, so it looks like Warner Brothers chairwoman, the head of Warner Brothers, Ann Sarnoff, she pretty much confirmed that she pretty much shut down all the restore the SnyderVerse deal, and man, this happened like right when I just finished my one of my previous videos where I was talking about a hypothetical, like I wonder if they're going to restore the Snyderverse. But I also said in that video that I don't think they will. But the fact that she's shutting that down, she said no. I mean, she said Zack Snyder completed his trilogy. That pretty much shuts it down, right? I mean, but who knows? You never know what could happen. Like I always said, I did not believe in the Snyder Cut until August of 2020. And a lot of you out there, y'all believed in it 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, so who knows what could happen. But, she gave Zack Snyder his props and stuff. And, hey, this seems like a mutual parting because, to be honest with you, if you're a Zack Snyder fan, would you really like for him to come back to a company where there was a lot of turmoil and a whole bunch of hurdles and supposedly a lot of toxic behavior going on behind the scenes? I mean, come on now. Would you want to go back and work for a company where they was treating you bad like that? I mean, especially when you're a good director like Zack Snyder. I'm not saying that he can just go to Marvel and do another comic book movie. He might not even want to do that genre anymore. But he has a new movie coming out, The Army of the Dead. I believe it comes out next month or in May. So I'm not sure which studio is making that movie, but hey man, the man, he can still make movies. So it's not like he's out of a job or anything like that, because somebody will hire him to make movies. He's a good director. All right, but I think Warner Brothers, I think this is a chance to do something new. When you look at it, a lot of people are upset that Warner Brothers are trying to copy the Marvel format, and Sarnoff, she mentioned that pretty much they want what Marvel has. That's pretty much what that means, people. Because here's the thing: you could try to copy somebody down to the T, and guess what? You're not going to be able to fully copy them unless you're the taskmaster. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So everyone's not the taskmaster, so we have nothing to worry about on that. But when you think about it, check this out: Will Smith, he has publicly said this, and you can Google it. He says, hey, I copied Sly Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Harrison Ford in my journey to become the biggest action star. He wanted to become the biggest action star. He wanted what they had. And there's an old saying that, hey, in order for you to get what somebody has, you're gonna have to do at least a little bit of what they do. All right. And he figured out how they did their thing, and guess what? Will Smith, hey, he became one of the biggest action stars ever. I mean, some may say he became bigger than Arnold and Harrison Ford and Sly Stallone, okay? Especially if you go by numbers wise, okay? And Independence Day, Bad Boys, Hancock, I Am Legend, Will Smith, the Men in Black franchise, Will Smith has a lot of big movies on his resume. But check this out. The Rock said it himself. He copied Will Smith. But here's the thing with The Rock. He copied Will Smith, but multiplied by 3 or 4 times. You get what I'm saying? He wanted to go bigger and bigger. And guess what? Hey, The Rock, he's up there. I'm not going to say he's a bigger action star than Will Smith was or whatever, but he's up there. All right, he's up there in the GOATs as far as greatest of all time in action movies and everything like that. All right, but here's another thing: John Cena. He straight up admitted that, hey man, I'm trying to make the same moves that The Rock is making. You can't knock that man for that. Check this out. If you grew up playing basketball, like in the 90s and stuff like that, a lot of times, if you got the basketball and you're doing a turnaround fadeaway jumper, either you're pretending that you're Michael Jordan or you're pretending that you're doing the Hakeem the Dream Shake. Or if you practicing a hook, you acting like you're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Okay, if you're playing running back, you acting like you're Barry Sanders or Emmett Smith, or if you're playing basketball right now, and you're a kid, or even if you're a grown up, you're acting like you're James Harden, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, or whoever you idolize or look up to. Okay, so it's okay to copy and mimic that if you're trying to obtain that same success. But see, here's the thing with with Snyder. I'm a Snyder fan. I love his action scenes and all of that, but like I said, he shouldn't have to go back to that work environment if he doesn't have to. But here's the thing with DC. See, DC had something dope, but they tried to copy Marvel down to the T. Like, they cut their nose to spite their face. See, people don't realize that. Here's the thing. All right. With Marvel, what Marvel is doing right now with their shows, DC was already doing that with their shows back in 2011, 2012. Green Arrow. None of y'all knew about the Green Arrow. Not the masses, not most people. You wasn't too familiar with the background of the Green Arrow. But guess what? The C-Dub brought us that. Okay? Brought us that. Then 2 years later, they brought us the Flash. We all heard and we know the Flash. We know what the Flash can do. We know Flash represents speed. But guess what? Everyone wasn't familiar with the whole background and the Team Flash and Iris West and all that, and Wally West and all that stuff. Everyone wasn't familiar with it. Okay? They got Supergirl. Everyone wasn't familiar with everything of Supergirl. Here's the thing. There was no Flash movie. There was no Flash movie. Okay? There was no Green Arrow movie. There was a Supergirl movie back in the day, but that's all we have on Supergirl as far as the masses. So it's different compared to when you think about Superman, and Batman, because Superman and Batman, they have probably over 20 movies for each, had long shows that was in syndication for decades and stuff. Okay, we all watch them growing up, even watch them now when they're on. They have a whole bunch of animated series. So guess what? We the people, we the fans, we're all pretty much Superman and Batman experts. We are. And the thing about it is, and we're all not Wonder Woman experts. We know Linda Carter. All right. But there wasn't a Wonder Woman animated series. She was in the Justice League, but she did not have her own show outside of Linda Carter. Okay. But guess what? The thing about it is, that was back in the late 70s, early 80s. All right. Mad respect to Linda Carter. Hey, she's still Wonder Woman. Did you see her cameo in Wonder Woman 84? Man, she still got it, man. But check this out. So when we watch movies where they're doing a Batman and Superman, if they do something that we're not used to seeing, we'll say stuff like, "That's not my Superman. That's not my Batman." Like you the creator of it. You know what I'm saying? We get offended as if that's our own creation and they're just messing with it. It's not your character. It's just like a lot of people got upset. Oh, Zack Snyder, he made Superman kill. Superman would never kill. I mean, did you look at the circumstances on that? Either he killed General Zod or he allowed General Zod to kill that family. Now if he should have subdued him. Now he couldn't. And the thing about it is, General Zod said, "Hey, if you love them so much, how about you mourn them?" He was about that action boss on that. So now, had Superman kept punching General Zod and refused to kill him, and then General Zod killed that family, guess what people are going to say? My Superman would never allow a villain to kill anybody, because Superman would rather kill that villain. So that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of people are insanely getting offended by that. But okay, you're entitled to that. All right, they say Batman wouldn't kill. Okay. So the thing about it, you're not giving the writers and the directors of these films enough creative room to put their stamp on it, because you're being so overly critical on it. But when they release the shows like Green Arrow and the Flash, because everyone is not super experts on it, guess what? You're not going to receive as much flack. You're not. And see, what Marvel did, they started off with Iron Man. A lot of people did not know about Iron Man. Okay, well, I'm talking about from 2008 when the Marvel verse started. I understand the Hulk movie is included, but a lot of people they started from Iron Man. But I'm gonna start it from Iron Man because I think Iron Man did better than the Hulk. But see, the Hulk fell up under the same spell as with Superman and Batman. There's been other Hulk movies, of course, not as many as Batman and Superman, but everyone was familiar with the Hulk animated series show and the Hulk the Hulk the TV show. Okay, so that's the thing. It's like, man, people are like, this is not my Hulk. Okay, that's not my Bruce Banner. That's not mine. Okay, it was never yours. Okay, but when they brought in Iron Man, a lot of people they know of Iron Man, but everyone, the masses, they wasn't familiar with Iron Man the way they are with Batman, Hulk, and Superman and Spider-Man. Same thing with Thor, Captain America. Everybody knows Captain America, but everybody didn't know about Bucky and stuff like that, and Winter Soldier and Falcon. They wasn't familiar with them like they are the bigger names. So with with the WB, when the Warner Brothers, when they had the thing going with the shows. And see, but what happened was their shows got worse because they started to pick characters from the shows, write them off so that way they can utilize it for their movie universe. That was a bad move because guess what? They could have kept it how it was, and guess what? You could have, I like Ezra Miller. He's good. He's dope. But I like Grant Gustin better as Flash. That's my Flash for right now. You could have brought him, Stephen Amell. You could have brought, what's the young lady name who plays Supergirl? It's Melissa something. I don't want to mess up her last name because I hate it when people mess up my first name. But I know her first name is Melissa. You got Steven, Melissa, and Grant. Guess what? You could have brought them in and tied that in with the DCEU verse. You know what I'm saying? In the movies. Because they're familiar characters in hit shows. And guess what? There would be no need to do an origin story for them within the movie because you have the show for that. And people can draw references from the show from that, okay? They had that going, but they shows like characters they took away. They're like, you already had Deathstroke. They had a real good Deathstroke in Green Arrow. Manu Bennett, okay? He starred in Spartacus, all right? I mean, he did a real good job as Deathstroke. I mean, I'm not knocking Joe, but I haven't seen Joe in action. We only see Joe like how he look and dress up. But Manu, man, dude was beasting. He can fight. They could have put him in there. You have your Deathstroke. And they did that with the Suicide Squad. They was going to have the Suicide Squad in the Green Arrow, but then the Warner Brothers decided they wanted to make a movie about Suicide Squad, so they nixed that idea from Green Arrow, okay? But they were ahead of the game. They were ahead of Disney as far as the shows and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I would give credit to the Warner Brothers. They was far ahead than Marvel in the superhero shows, But, hey, man, it is what it is. But, the fact that they're going to go back to that and draw from that and try to do that, okay, I hope they can succeed on that. I hope they do. But they still got some good movies potentially coming up. Helen Mirren, she's going to be starring in the Shazam sequel. We have Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He said in 3 weeks from now, they're going to be shooting Black Adam. Finally, it seems like he's been attached to that since forever. What else? The Blue Beetle is going to get a show or a movie, I believe. What else? You have the up-and-coming Flash movie coming out. So we're supposed to see Ben Affleck reprise his role as Batman. I believe Michael Keaton is going to come back. Ezra Miller is still going to be Flash. Okay. We're going to get an Aquaman 2. All right, James Wan is a real good director. We're going to get a Wonder Woman 3. Patty Jenkins is dope. All right, a lot of people wasn't feeling Wonder Woman 2. But guess what? Give her a chance to redeem herself, all right? But I think the future is still bright for DC. And the future is still bright for Zack Snyder. Because remember, he made his name. His best movies are not DC movies, okay? Are not the comic movies. Dawn of the Dead and 300, to me, are the best Zack Snyder movies, okay? They are, honestly. And there's no doubt that I think Army of the Dead is going to be dope too. All right, y'all tell me what you think. You think it's cool? You think it's Are you feeling the idea of the Warner Brothers moving on without Zack Snyder and Zack Snyder moving on from Warner Brothers? Do you think Warner Brothers are going to be able to succeed as far as with their DC content, with movies and shows and animated series and cartoons and stuff? As a matter of fact, and the shows they have on HBO Max that they have right now, the Titan show, man, that show is pretty good. That show is pretty good. Like I say, they have a huge catalog of real good shows. You have Black Lightning, Legends of Tomorrow. I haven't had a chance to watch too much of the Catwoman show. I heard the Superman and Lois show is real good. So, hey man, they're still kicking butt on the shows on that side of it. And if you haven't seen Smallville, you can go back and watch that as well. But hey, y'all tell me what you think. Are you looking forward to seeing the DC universe without Zack Snyder? Comment below, hit the like and subscribe button. Student of the Game Podcast.